Have you ever had this brilliant idea for a video, but then you just get completely bogged down by some clunky, super complicated editing software? Well, today, we're going to demystify a tool that is absolutely changing the game for creators everywhere, Veed.io. We're going to break down how its AI is making video editing faster and honestly, a whole lot simpler than ever before. So let's just dive right in by setting the scene with a frustration that I'm sure many of you know all too well. It's the very reason a tool like Veed even needs to exist in the first place. You've done the hard part, right? You've shot your content, you know your message, but now comes the edit. And for most people, this is exactly where all that creative momentum just grinds to a halt. It can be a massive time sink, and it just drains your energy. I mean, think about it. It's that combination of needing a super powerful computer to run heavy software, spending hours, literally hours, typing out subtitles by hand for social media, painstakingly cutting out every single and ah, and that feeling that you have to re-record a take over and over again just to get it perfect. It is exhausting. So what if there was a way to just bypass all of that? This is exactly where Veed.io steps in. It's a tool that's been built from the ground up to tackle these exact problems. At its core, Veed is a video editor that lives entirely in your web browser. So right away, there's no heavy software to download. But its real secret sauce, its real power, comes from this layer of AI that it uses to automate all the most tedious parts of the editing process. You know, this Copilot analogy is just perfect. It's not about replacing your creativity, not at all. It's about having a smart assistant that handles all the technical, repetitive stuff, which frees you up to focus on what really matters, your message and your story. So, who's this for? Well, the audience is pretty broad. It's for basically anyone who needs to create professional-looking videos fast. We're talking everyone from TikTok creators to marketing teams who just can't afford to spend an entire day editing a single 2-minute video. All right, so how does this AI Copilot actually work? Let's pop the hood and look inside its toolkit. This is where it gets really cool. Just picture this for a second. You've just recorded a video. You stumbled on a few words, you paused for a bit too long to think. It's a bit of a mess. And traditionally, cleaning this up is a total nightmare of tiny, precise little cuts. But with Veed, you just click a single button called Magic Cut. The AI scans your entire recording and poof! In seconds, it gives you a clean, tight, and professional-sounding take. So here's what it's actually doing behind the scenes. It's intelligently finding and deleting all those filler words, all that dead air from long pauses, and even those little stumbles. It basically transforms your rough draft into a final cut, and it saves an unbelievable amount of time. And this kind of automation goes way beyond just cleaning up your audio. I mean, the auto subtitles feature makes sure your message is seen as well as heard, which, as you know, is absolutely critical for social media these days. Think about the old way. It meant manually typing and timing every single word. With Veed's AI, you just click a button. It transcribes your whole video with amazing accuracy, and it generates perfectly synced captions that you can then style however you want. And check this out. Here's another clever AI trick. Let's say you're reading from a script and your eyes are looking just a little bit away from the camera. Well, the eye contact correction feature can digitally redirect your gaze so you're looking straight into the lens. It creates a much more direct, much more engaging connection with your audience. It's kind of wild. Okay, so with all these powerful tools, you might be thinking the process is going to be complicated, but it's actually the exact opposite. The entire workflow breaks down into just 4 super simple steps. It's incredibly straightforward. You start by either uploading your video or just recording it right there in the browser. Then, step 2, you apply those cool AI enhancements like Magic Cut and subtitles. After that, you add your branding, your logos, your colors, your text, and finally, you just export and share. That's it. Now, this all brings us to 2 of the most important practical questions you should ask about any new tool. What's it going to cost, and can you really trust it with your content? Let's start with price. While there are a few different plans, the most popular one is the Pro plan. This is the one that gives you access to all those key AI features we just talked about, and it sits at around $30 a month. The free plan is awesome for just testing it out, though it does have a watermark. The basic plan gets rid of that, so it's great for individual creators, but really, that Pro plan is the sweet spot. It gives social media managers and marketers that full suite of AI tools they need to work fast. Okay, But here's the big one. Since Veed works entirely in your browser, your video files are being uploaded to their servers. So the question is, how can you be sure your data and your content are actually protected? Well, here's a key piece of info. Because Veed is a UK-based company, they are legally required to comply with GDPR. And if you're not familiar, that's one of the strictest data privacy regulations in the entire world. It's pretty much the gold standard, and it provides a very strong framework for protecting your data. But the most important point on safety is ownership. Let's be crystal clear here. Veed's terms state that you own your content 100%, period. They simply have a license to process it on their servers so the editor can work, but they don't claim any copyright over your stuff. All right, so we've looked at the problem, the solution, the cool tools, and all the practicalities. So what's the final takeaway on Veed.io? What's the bottom line? You know, this quote from the source material really just sums it up perfectly. Veed isn't trying to replace some high-end Hollywood editing software. It's purpose-built for speed and efficiency, and that makes it the top choice for people who need to create great-looking social and marketing videos without that massive, steep learning curve. And that leaves us with a really fascinating final thought to chew on. As these AI-powered tools like Veed become more and more accessible and powerful, they're dramatically lowering the barrier to entry for creating high-quality video. So does this mean the era of the specialized video editor is ending and that we're all about to become creators? It's definitely something to think about.